do indeed. Yoram makes a special kind of film for children, all Australian and always full of fun, but with an important message. Dot and the Kangaroo, remember that one? Yes. Dot and Keita. We'll talk to Yoram and we'll show you part of his latest, Dot Goes to Hollywood, which my daughter and I watched last night. She got very upset about the little koala, whom he calls Gumley, being locked up at one stage. So I had to fast forward on the tape just to assure them that he did get out. She was very concerned about Gumley. And for all you weekend Navratilovas and backyard Bothams, Dr. Wright is here today with a wrap-up on sporting injuries. That was a child star. She's from Australia. Her name is Dot, and Hollywood is hailing her very much as its own. With a string of credits, including Dot and the Kangaroo and Dot and Keto, she's just completed her new film, Dot Goes to Hollywood. And her mission? Well, her mission is to help her koala friend Gumley regain his sight. Now, Dot, who's been described as very animated, can't be with us today, but her creator, Yoram Gross, certainly is. Would you please make Yoram welcome? Thank you for your time.
Ray, you forgot to mention that Dot is not getting old, like Marilyn Monroe. Oh, sorry, Marilyn Monroe is dead. But like Shirley Temple, for
like
example.
Shirley Temple?
Yes.
Right.
Dot is today probably 10 years old. 10 years old, but she still looks young.
Like Peter Pan?
More or less.
Dot is, all the Dot movies have used this combination, and I think almost everyone here has seen it, certainly they know what the movies are about. The combination of live action and animated sequences. To kick this one off, let's have a look at a scene from Dot Goes to Hollywood. We'll come back and talk with you.
Garçon.
Oui, monsieur.
Another glass of milk and 2 fresh straws. Sacre bleu.
Thank you, Mr.
Mr. Stan, and I'm Ollie.
It's lovely. So, is it possible to explain to ordinary people like me how you do that? You go from real films to animation?
It is possible. Usually, we learn this technique for 4 years in film school. I will try to explain in 2 minutes. Actually, we are making 2 films. One, the live-action film. Then, the live-action film we are screening and tracing, frame by frame. The live-action film, as you know...
So you actually draw it out, do you? Trace it out?
Yes.
Okay.
Frame by frame. As we know, every second of the film is 24 frames, 24 pictures every second. You just make a count by yourself how many pictures we have to trace. The film has 80 minutes. Everyone has a calculator. Please calculate at home. Now,
what is the team in Europe? How many artists do you have doing that?
We have a full-length feature. We have 70 artists.
70?
70 people. And we are small studios. In big studios, there are 200 people working on one film. Now we are making the live-action film. We trace this live-action film, and then we try to make the animation to match the live-action. When the animation is matched, that we film this sandwich, let's say, together. The animation and the live action together, like a sandwich, ham sandwich.
You just bring them together, so you've got them running and they come into one.
It is actually, we are making 2 films. One live action film and one animated. In the case of Dot Goes to Hollywood, we have done, of course, only 1 film, because the Laurel and Hardy, what we have seen now, it was already made so many years ago. That we save a little bit of work and money, which is very important. We didn't make the Laurel and Hardy. In Dot Goes to Hollywood, we have old material of Shirley Temple.
Yes.
We have old material of, you will see the film anyway.
Now, were you doing animation films in Poland and then in Israel before you came to Australia?
No, I was making films in Poland. I don't want to tell you how many years ago, because for such a young person as I am, 40 years is a lot of time. But no, what can you do? 40 years. For 20 years, I am making those animated films. The first 20 years, I spent making live-action films.
Right.
And maybe this is the reason that today I try to combine live-action films and animated films together. The first years I was working in Poland. Then I went to Israel. I was working in Israel. And then 20 years ago, I came to Australia. And I found this beautiful story, Dot and the Kangaroo.
Yes.
which wasn't put on the screen.
Why did you decide, I mean, it is a beautiful story, why did you decide to switch to children's films?
I love children. I love children.
Good enough reason.
You know? I don't want to say that I don't like adults, yes, but I love children, first of all. I'm trying in every film, if you will be watching all the films of Dot, and we have today probably 10 films, Dot, we're trying to say something in our films. We're trying to teach, if I can say this.
Yes.
There's
always a message.
Coming with some message.
Yes.
I came to conclusion that it doesn't worthwhile to come with a message for adults. Too late to teach them. But with kids, I still have a chance to say something.
Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? If you get them young, you can get the message in there.
Absolutely.
I want to show you a clip from, did anyone see Dot and Keto? Dot and Keto, the other film? No? All right, we're about to show you. You should have seen it. Here's a clip from Dot and Keto, then we'll talk about the message in this.
Boo! Hi, cutie pops. Haven't I seen you someplace before? My name's Keto, the mosquito, and I'm a sweetie.
Hello, I'm Dot.
What's a dot?
That's my name.
Oh, but what are you?
I'm me.
No. I mean, look, you're not an insect because you don't have enough legs. And you're not a spider because you don't have enough eyes.
2 eyes are enough for me.
Oh, and me. But mine are big and beautiful, and yours are so small.
We were both just watching the ladies down the front here and the gentlemen down the front as we had that on the monitors. They were actually transfixed. You're obviously a Dot fan.
Yeah. My name's Dot.
Oh, your name's Dot as well. Yoram, what was the message in Dot and Keto?
We are trying to discover, let's say, insects, world of insects. A little boy, if you watch the film, you will see the little boy is destroying ants.
Treading on ants.
Yes. Which is not a good thing to do. And then we see Dot is visiting the ants, and we see the reality, what's happened. Anyway, we are introducing the little bugs. It is kind of documentary film, which it seems to me, in form of documentary film, it will be boring.
It would be boring, yes,
Yes,
okay.
I don't want to say that documentary films are boring, but not easy to watch.
But the idea of the insect world being fascinating, it's
Absolutely.
a fascinating world. Yeah.
Absolutely, this is incredible material we have, a live-action material from insects. Incredible, we can see birds of mosquito. How many people have seen birds on mosquito? It's a special technique. The film was done by microscopic technique.
Yes.
It is worthwhile to see this.
Right, so the message is that
incredible.
the message there was that the insect world is fascinating and a wonderful world. Let's have another look at a clip from Dot Goes to Hollywood, and we'll come back and talk about that message.
I'd like to see you and Caroline eventually married.
Gumley. Oh, Gumley, you must be careful.
Yoram, the message, I guess, is that we need to save the koalas.
Yes, we should save koala. And the message really is the koalas are getting blind.
With
Koala are
diseases.
dying.
Yes.
And koala, magnificent creature. Dot is trying to help again. This time trying to help to save koalas. Collecting money, because everything costs money. We start from money. Whatever you wish to do, first of all, you have to ask your bank manager if you have money in your account or not. Dot is singing on the streets of Sydney with any big success, and therefore she decided to go to Hollywood to collect money to be an actress.
To save the koalas.
And we have a happy end, but again, I don't want to tell you all the story because you will never see the film.
No, I just mentioned before you came out, Yoram, I mentioned that I watched it last night at home on a videotape with my daughter, and she got very upset early on because Gumley the koala was in behind bars in the zoo in Los Angeles, and I had to spill forward to show that in fact he got out very safely. It's a wondrous world, isn't it? We're just saying that we had yesterday a writer of children's songs, now a producer of a filmmaker of children's films. It's a world that you can actually do anything. The children have the imagination to accept anything you give them.
Yes, therefore we have to be very, very careful what we are showing to children. And if you watch these films that we are producing, you will never see blood, you will never see killing. They are very sweet films. Maybe they are not so commercial because they are so sweet. But anyway, I feel the responsibility to make films rather teaching everything about life, but not teaching to kill and to beat and to be horrible.
Well, they're quite beautiful films, and I think they are commercial. The latest is Dot Goes to Hollywood, which is out at the end of this year, isn't it? It's available.
It will be on screen during the school holidays in December.
Wonderful. I can't recommend it enough. Your son was the editor, your wife was the associate director, and it's all Australians who put together.
No, my wife was the composer.
All right.
My wife was a producer because she's helping me, of course, if not our divorce. But my son finished conservatorium and is making films and is making music for my films. But by the way, I have to pay them. I have to pay to my wife, I have to pay to my son.
You can't even depend on families these days. Thank you. Would you please thank Yoram Gross for us?
Thank you very much.
After the break, two great ladies of song, Kerry Bedell and Sue Cruikshank, on it.